Back in on Unplugged, Hall of Famer Leroy Selman, to this moment the only Hall of Famer in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history, but we're here talking a lot about another one of his passions, USF and USF football in particular. All right, let's go back to the beginning with you. How did you get involved after your playing days with the Bucs were over with? You were working in the Tampa Bay area, doing stuff in the community. How did it come about that you got involved with a plan to bring football to the University of South Florida?
Well, first and foremost, I thank God for it because it was a surprise to me and a pleasure as well. When then athletic director Paul Griffin gave me a call and wanted to have lunch with me, and I was working for a bank here in the community, and so we had lunch, and he was described to me what was the vision for USF football, and asked if I would have an interest in joining in that vision and that effort. And I tell you, it only took me one night to visit with my wife about it, and I knew that it was something that I wanted to join in with the university, the staff here, and try to build something that I believe in that was very important, not just the aspect of building a football team, but building opportunities for young men to come to a major university and work toward their degrees.
Okay, fun. Let's go back to the beginning. Take me back to the vote, the Florida State Board of Regents, and how all of that worked.
It really was. That's a critical point in the development of a program. At that time, you had to get the approval from the Board of Regents, and I know there had been a little questions about whether we should be granted the approval to begin a football program at the University of South Florida. There were some questions about the feasibility of it. Could the university support it? And I was so grateful that so many in the community stood up and said, yeah, it will be supported, and it will be successful from a financial standpoint. And I think when those community leaders stood up and made those comments, was almost like, well, we can't say no now.
Take me back to one of the important parts of this whole puzzle and the building of the program, the hiring of Jim Leavitt, and how important that was.
Well, I thought it was a very important hire. Again, it's another historic moment in the program. That's what I like about it. You get to see all this history happening, and we interviewed several different coaches for the position. It was a lot of interest in coming here, which kind of caught us a little bit by surprise, because it's a startup program. We don't really have a whole lot. You're from ground floor, but the interest level was unbelievable. And Coach Leavitt came in and interviewed, and I tell you, he brought a passion and a desire to be here that was so much above anyone else we talked to about the program. So we knew he was the right person for the job.
All right, a couple of fun dates. September 6th, 1997, the first ever football game in program history, almost 50,000 people in the old Tampa Stadium. What do you recall? What do you reflect on with that?
Well, I remember, the excitement of seeing the team go out for the very first game, the history that's involved with that. And we'd watched them do some inter-squad scrimmages in 1996. They were not official games at all, but now we got an opponent that we're playing up against, and to see the team run out and the coaches leading the team out and everything that first time, and uniform and everything, and the officials out on the field, and 50,000 people in the stands, and the big school board is running and everything, and it's a moment that has so many memories about it, and to see it happen, become reality that evening, was very special, I think, to all of us that was present there that night. You're kind of pinching yourself and saying, wow, it's here. It really is happening. And so we were all ecstatic about it, and still get chills when I think about that moment, and then again knowing that it'll never happen again for USF football. That was the historic moment, and I'm so grateful that I was there to witness it.
Now, eventually, as the program began to grow, you grew in your role here and became athletics director, and had no small part whatsoever in the building of this program, the building of the building that we're in, the fact that the program moved into the Big East and really moved into the big time.
Yeah, they really were some great accomplishments, and really, TJ, I don't take credit for any of that. You know, there's so many people that worked so hard for the construction of this building. I mean, for our acceptance into the Big East Conference, and you know, Coach Levitt, President Genshaw, our staffs, the fans. I mean, getting into the Big East was predicated a lot on what our fan attendance, the history of that through the years, and the competitiveness of the program through the years, the community, the marketplace, the TV viewership. All of that played a role into whether we were being accepted and invited into the Big East Conference.
Well, and it had to be the realization in part of a dream that you helped bring a football program to USF, and your son ends up getting to play for the Bulls.
Yeah, you know, those are things that, you know, no one could ever imagine or think about that would turn out that way. So you're just humble and grateful that once again, when I decided to become a part of it, it was because of the excitement that you're building a program that a lot of young men can come to this great university and earn their degrees. And not knowing that my son would one day be one of those.
Sure.
And so you can imagine how our entire family, my wife and his siblings, felt about that, and we're ecstatic for him that you know, he did work hard to earn an opportunity here, and I'm grateful that he took advantage of it while he was here, not only as a player but as a student as well, and graduated.
And then one of the ultimate compliments from the college football world, this program not only got nationally ranked, but got ranked as high as #2 in the nation in 2007. Basically 10, 11 football seasons after starting, you're #2 in the country.
It was a very special time. I think it kind of marked what the ultimate goal of this program is about. The feeling that we had as a staff, and let alone how our coaches and players felt about that moment in the development of this program, and also the community, the student body, the energy that was there, and throughout the community. That's what the potential of this program has, and we had a chance to experience that a little bit. To be ranked #2 in the country in BCS polls was. You know, it kind of came out of nowhere. You know, I know the country didn't expect that to happen, but we, you know, played quality games and beat quality teams and earned it. And so that shows what can happen when you have a highly competitive team like that gets ranked that high nationally. And believe me, that's the goal that we have here, and we're going to thrive to get there again.
Always love hearing the stories from Leroy Selmon. We're going to talk some about his Buccaneer career and going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and plus a couple of other fun ones when we come back on Unplugged. First, though, a word here from our title sponsor, Furman Nissan, and also from a friend of ours in USF, Mike Charles, and his guys at CGM Services and their cool fleet. We'll be right back. Unplugged. Unplugged is presented by Furman Nissan of Tampa. Better prices, better service, we deliver. We're back here at Furman Nissan of Tampa, our title sponsor here on Unplugged. Zach Powell, the new car sales manager, is also back with us, and we're now looking at the new Altima.
Absolutely. This is one of our best-selling sedans, the brand new Altima. It is actually J.D. Power & Associates' best overall pick for initial quality. We've got them starting at $16,990, and it's a great mid-size sedan. Our customers love them, and again, it's our best-selling sedan.
I know a lot of people, again, are concerned. We keep talking about this. What about my credit trouble, my credit history? You're going to work with people, though, at Furman Nissan of Tampa.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, it's one of our specialties here. There's no shortage of customers coming in right now that have had some challenged credit with this economy, and we're sending them home in brand new cars and a lot of nice pre-owned cars as well.
I know you see a lot of guys advertising about dealerships. I have bought from Furman Nissan, so I can tell you that you guys are going to take care of them after the sale.
Absolutely. We have a top-notch service department, and we take care of our customers. That's why we've been in business for over 100 years.
Again, it's Furman Nissan of Tampa.
You've seen us around town, in your neighborhood, at your job, we're everywhere. CGM Services and the Cool Fleet have been keeping Bay Area homes and businesses cool for years. When you need air conditioning service, do what thousands do. Call the Cool Fleet from CGM for service as big as the Bay. Right now, receive $100 off any service or repair for new customers. Yes, $100. CGM and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Call 813-AIR-COOL or log on to cgmcoolfleet.com.